Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Blow Some Production proudly brings to you its best, brightest, and blackest YouTube combat review show there is. And that's We Talk Combats, where we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. I am 1/4 of your host. I go by the name of King. I will go around the room and introduce my hosts one by one. But before we do that, y'all do me a huge favor. You see that guy BA down the bottom? Hit that subscribe button by his left shoulder if you could. If you're new around here, also hit the like button and the notification bell as well, so you're always notified of when we drop that new. We're color folks over here, so you never know. It's usually around 3 p.m. on Sundays we do the recap shows, but you never know. So definitely hit the notification bell. Also, while you're at it, follow us on our other channel. Let me see if I can click that. We Talk Combat Clips, where we do condensed versions of the show. I drop edits or shorts every day of the week, damn near. So definitely go over there, like, subscribe, and all that mumbo jumbo over there as well. We do a simple run around of the show real quick before I get to everybody. We do our highs and lows first of the WWE week, including TNA and AAA. Give highs and lows and then an overall letter grade. Then we get to any tea that may have happened as far as any interesting news that may have dropped or happened over the past week. And then lastly, we get to your questions and comments. So if ever you want to speak up on something we talk about or just talk to us in general and have us respond to you, hit us with the @ WTC. I know folks don't do that, but I'm going to try to get folks started. @ WTC. So, you know, we know you're talking to us and not somebody else in the glow yard. And then we'll get to your questions and comments as long as respectful at the end of the show. Now let's get around the room, guys. Queen Babe, how are you today? How's your weekend going? How was your week?
I really can't complain. It was a decent week. I got my We Talk Combats merch with the glow sun on the sleeve, so I'm feeling real smooth, real slick with it today. But wrestling, I don't know. This wasn't a very good week of wrestling as far as I'm concerned. But how are you, babe?
I can't complain, babe, and we will get to that when we get to the show. Travis, bro, how are you today, bro? How was your week and how was your just overall weekend in general? You muted, Travis. You unmuted now. Okay, now you muted again.
Okay. So I thought I was on me. That's my fault, but I'm doing good. How is everybody?
I can't complain, bro. You out here looking like a young Ricky Saints.
I know.
What up, BA? How are you today, bro? How you how you feel? How was your week, bro? And how's your weekend so far?
I'm good, man. Once again, rocking the merchandise. The goal is to have all the shirts, you feel me, so I can just wear them every day of the week. That's the goal.
Hey, I feel that. But while he's saying it, actually, guys, let me drop this merch drop for you guys, because if you didn't know, usually I tell you guys can email us, DM or whatever like that. But if you go to the description right now, if you're over on YouTube, the merchandise links are over there. So check this out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Rel for producing or basically setting up the shirts. And as I said, the links are in the description now. So if you're interested in any of our shirts, any of the 3 you see on the screen or the white and black NWO inspired one like Queen has, definitely check out the description. Help out the channel. We appreciate you guys. It's not necessary, but we damn sure appreciate it. But with all that being said, guys, let's get to the show. Highs and the lows. All right, y'all, another week of WWE. Let's see. On Raw, the highlight of the night was definitely the segment between the OTC and the Best in the World. May have got a little personal there. We'll talk about that definitely. On NXT, we had Sol Ruka coming in and interfering in the women's NXT championship match. We will talk about that. Evolve had their, I guess, semi-PLE in a way. It's not a PLE, obviously, but their big show. One of their big shows, it was Secession 2. And at that show, you had Kendall Gray defeating, I can't remember the lady name, BA. What's her name? In the PJ or something with initials?
PJ
Vasa.
PJ Visor, that's her name. Sorry, thank you guys. On Impact, they were advertising Ricky Sosa and left it very vague, like he was going to possibly be on the show, but he actually, I see what you did there. I see what you did, TNA, but he actually was on
I like
Explosion
how
and
you
all.
intro that. That's
Yeah, like
100% correct.
he was on Explosion and all, so he'll possibly be there later because he did sign a contract. But the highlight of the night was definitely Leon Slater versus Nick Nemeth. And I definitely watched all of Impact for Ricky Sosa. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'll talk about that as well when we get there. Also, Friday night, man, I know the news. Cody Rhodes, QB1, the Golden Child, Golden Guy. Shout out to Cody for watching, for following the channel on Twitter. But he won his third WWE Undisputed Championship already on his return. And he'll be, main eventing his fourth WrestleMania. We'll get into that one as well. Over the weekend, yesterday, we had a AAA episode as well. They're getting ready for Ray Derez and Santos Escobar qualified for that. Others as well. We'll get into that one. And then also over the weekend, we had Vengeance Day for NXT. The results I read along across the board basically now. We had Joe Hendry retain his championship against Ricky Saints. Lola Vice defeated Kalani Jordan in an underground match, which was awesome. Oh, the whole event was awesome. We'll get to that though. Tony D'Angelo won a match against Dion Lennox. We had Blake Monroe defeat Jada Parker, and Tatum Paxley won the Women's North American Championship from Izzy Dane. So that was the week. I'll start with you, babe. What were your highs and lows of this week's WWE product, and what is your letter grade?
Yeah, usually I really like journal on and stuff, but it wasn't a very good week of wrestling. Raw was abysmal to say the least. All we had was Roman Reigns and Punk having a showdown, and Paul Heyman get curb stomped by Seth, and like the vision was about how we the good guys and all that. But man, fuck out of here with that shit. That was phony. We can just skip that. Evolve was actually okay this week. And was actually the lower brands actually were okay this week. Like there was a nice little street fight that we saw. I think we saw two different street fights this weekend. This week as far as the women. So we had PJ Vasa, like we saw on the screen. That was actually an okay match. Like it was an all right match. Like obviously it's Evolve. They ain't gonna go as hard, but they went as hard as they could for Evolve. So kudos to them. We also saw who was it? Was it Jada Parker? What was in a street match too as well on the other brand. Her street match was actually pretty good too. Like so, I again they the lower brand showed out. I got to see more Cappuccino Joe too as well. So like I'm getting to know a lot of the people in the brands. Like you even said too, Leon Slater, he took the cake as far as being on TNA. Like TNA, I really was expecting Ricky Sosa, so I was kind of disappointed in that, just like everybody else was. Like kind of feel like they bait and switched us real quick, but we watched it because we were waiting for that. It was abysmal otherwise. Sorry, TNA. It was pretty abysmal, pretty abysmal. Skip on to that. Friday. Friday. Now, usually a SmackDown saves a week for me. It didn't this week. SmackDown was some bullshit. So Trick didn't even wrestle. So that was lame as hell. But he did start out stuff with Randy, and as I said, I'm happy that Randy won Elimination Chamber, and that's what's up. But I'm hoping that it doesn't stunt the story, but it probably will. So Trick, yeah, that was abysmal. We got to see Mello battle. I think it was Vikingo. Like that. I appreciate my AAA
Dr.
guys. I
Wagner.
like AAA, but oh sorry, it was Dr. Wagner. Yeah, Vikingo sorry was on AAA. But as I said, I like my AAA guys, but man, wasn't it for me, dog. Like we got to set up, I guess, of the Miz and I guess maybe Danhausen or somebody. I know something going on with that. Like I don't like as I said, it was just Friday was very I was very disappointed. Oba had like a little quick shit with Johnny Gargano, who'd been planking, I guess, the past few weeks, laying on shit. That was lame. It was also lame. Jada and Rhea had their little final conversation after going back and forth on social media, and everybody was really expecting a lot, but unfortunately, you could tell that damn Jade got muted. Like they neutered her because she basically was It was like what is it? Who's it? C Jax that be making the fun of him. It's like, oh, I love your muscles. Oh, your body's amazing. Oh, you're a great wrestler. Like she was like glazing the shit out of Rhea, and it was phony as shit because Rhea was all standing there smiling like, yeah, bitch, I did run and go talk to production. What you gonna do about it now? Yeah, yeah, I did do that shit. Yeah, like so that shit just was purposeless. I kind of don't give a fuck about that being the WrestleMania. I'm sorry, Jade. I appreciate you and adore you, but and I know that they just putting you with Rhea because you still a little green around the gills as far as wrestling abilities, but man, they ruined whatever heat was gonna come from that. Like it's ruined now. So it's like I don't even care. Like because it's like it's too controlled. It felt more fun when it felt like Jade was using her degree in psychology or childhood psychology against Rhea and like was playing with her brain online and they like cut that shit short. Lame as shit. So lame. So I'll get to the lamest part, I guess, now of Friday because this was just weak ass SmackDown. I'm so disappointed. It was Cody somehow got a match against Drew because I thought there was a clause that they weren't supposed to do that, but yet here we are, and they did their match, and I guess Cody gonna go heel because he was talking to him and Randy were talking to Sammy as well about, you gotta be selfish and you gotta do what you gotta do for you. So it was like, yeah, Cody, I see you doing what you're doing for you. And I don't think I like it. Like I feel like they ruined Drew McIntyre's run. Like they neutered him too, they cut him off too. Like it just it felt like a lot of personal shit decided what we were gonna see on the show this week. Like that's what it felt like, and I kind of didn't like that. It didn't feel it's not even that it didn't feel organic. It did feel organic. The heat felt organic, but I think it derailed the the movement of the show because like I barely remember any of the matches on SmackDown because it was just the stories were so weak. It was like everything was weak, even the in between stuff was weak. It was just weak sauce, a weak sauce. So hey, moving on, we had NXT Vengeance Day, and that was that was all right. Like I mean, kind of disappointed about Ricky Saints because Ricky Saints had like a little rock type promo earlier in the week where he was playing guitar and stuff and was kind of trying to make fun of Joe Hendry. But yeah, it was a bust, like he lost. But the rest of the matches were actually kind of okay. Like I really didn't have any complaints. Like the one with the who was that lady that's talking about she's a doll or something? The lady in the green, if you're looking at the screen, whoever that lady is. Like she won that, and that kind of felt lame to
Tatum
me. But the
Paxley.
rest of the matches, yep, Tatum Paxley. But the rest of the ones, street matches and all that stuff, were all right. Like it was okay. Like as I said, not the weaker, the lower tier shows really showed out this week. Which I don't know. Maybe that's why the main shows were phony this week. So then we ended everything with AAA, which AAA, I always enjoy AAA. AAA is I know the storyline, so I'm enjoying it. So we kept the storyline. Like I like that they did like a telenovela at the beginning. Actually, they did a callback and like a recap of what happened to the last AAA, and they put a vignette and like a old timey like vintage the filter on the video. So it was like El Grande Americano and Pimpy's like, yeah, you got to go win this shit for me. Basically, he's like, yeah, I got you. Like that was cool. Like matches were cool. Again, I never complained too much about AAA. It'd be funny. The stories are cohesive, and now that we're like kind of working more towards the Rey Reyes, and we're like really like getting there now because I think another one comes up this weekend. We got to see Santos Escobar, and they even said, "Yeah, this guy hasn't wrestled basically since the pandemic for real." And I was like, "I know." I was like, "Who is that guy?" They kept showing him in the commercials for like years, and I kept saying, "King, who is that guy?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's Santos Escobar." I was like, "Who's Santos Escobar? I've never seen him in my life. I could walk past him on the street and I wouldn't even recognize the man." And now look, I know who he is now. I got to see him. He took off all his stuff and like you got to see his face, and he's like, "Oh, look, it's me." And he had a decent match. Mr. Iguana was there, and Mr. Iguana be so I know he's supposed to kind of be more of a joke dude, but he actually has a nice little move set, and like he's very acrobatic and limber, so he'll do a lot of cool rolling moves and stuff like that. Like he'll do like jumping moves. Like he actually is entertaining to watch beyond just being about the iguana. Like so the iguana's not like his whole shtick. It's really like that he can move like a lizard and like move like I hate that he be crawling on the ground. He's gonna have back problems when he's older, but that's neither here nor there. But now it's coming down to Dominic. He might have to never come back to Mexico or to AAA if he lose the shit going on against Vikingo. And yeah, it was all right. Like
as I said, it was the stronger part of the night. Like we got to see Omos and some other people. Oh yeah, I saw the War Raiders, and I was laughing about that because I was like, Dad, they done got chopped out by Oba, and they sit them down in AAA, and we're like, all right, you can hang out down here right now. But oh yeah, there was something else too. Like so Damian Priest and Damian Priest, R-Truth had a match this week. I actually forgot to talk about that. I do feel like we've talked about it before that Damian Priest probably should go do a few matches in AAA for like a few months. And that's not even like punishing, but I feel like he would really thrive over there, especially because of his height and his build. That he could be able to display more of his abilities and be more of a star over there. Because I know he did stuff with Bad Bunny a few years ago, but like I think that might be in his wheelhouse. Like just a thought. If people are watching, hey, you in production, that's a thought. Maybe take Damian Priest down there. So all that to say, yeah, this week of wrestling was I watched it all. We for the most part streamed I think every show this week too as well in our Discord, link in the description. Yeah, I'm gonna give this week a D. Yes, it was. There was just glimmers of hope, but otherwise it was a D. I think that Cody getting the title back really pulled it down, and then there was no Trick match at all. Even though I saw Trick on TV like all this week doing different promotions and stuff, like talking about how he's going to be probably in WrestleMania. So I hope to goodness gracious that he is actually going to be in WrestleMania and that they find a place to put him in. But yeah, this week was a D, a D, a D, D, D.
All right, we starting off with a D with emphasis. Pause from Queen. I'll go with you, Travis. I'll go to you, bro. What were your highs and lows this week? Wrestling product, and what's your overall grade?
It's just like Queen. Also, I felt like this week was pretty much bleh. But first of all, I want to say this: Roman Reigns between either now or WrestleMania, if you got to do a Monday or whatever. Look, you brought up the elders. You got to bring up Larry in your next promo. Larry has to come with the next promo. I don't care if dog or anything like that. You got to talk about Larry. But anyway, we started out, Paul had to get curb stomped in the ring. To see LA Knight drive the paramedic truck, I didn't think he almost hit dude though. Maybe it was just the angle. But I was tripping out in the truck, see the post that he made on Instagram. It didn't look like to me he hit the guy, but that's a whole nother story. But congratulations to Penta.
How you see that
the new Intercontinental champion.
Travis, how you see the angle from the inside of the ambulance? What? How you know?
Look, the camera angle. Look. This my turn right now. You can have your turn. This is my turn to talk, not yours. Just let me speak. All right, but anyway,
he a grown man today, B.
But anyway,
I'm sorry. I'm lowering my tone now. Go ahead, Travis.
Congratulations to Penta. He's the new IC champ. AJ Lee on that promo was trash. Really, I thought that was garbage. But you're going away to 10 for NXT. Ricky Saints, I feel about Ricky Saints trash. I wish I was deaf too, just like Miles Bourne. But I don't want to talk about the hearing impaired people. But I didn't want to hear that concert for Ricky Saints. I didn't. Now I did think too. Also, Jada Parker, she did a decent promo this week. Good promo. She fumbled on a couple words, just a single word, but I thought it wasn't that bad. What's that? Ethan Page. Look, I hope you hurry up and go for this championship. Skip in front of Ricky. Get Ricky Saints out there, the NXT championship picture. And get ready to call to the main roster. What else happened? This big tag team match happened too. Also with Hank and Tank. Was it the Vanity Project or whatever? That was cool or whatever, whatnot. But like I said, Booker T, he's God said I don't think he's like the worst guy or the color commentary table. So I don't think he's not the worst. So Ruka got her revenge, snatching souls and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. But Evolve was, I would say, just okay. I mean, it wasn't like too spectacular. Now I did think they was going to put Evolve inside the NXT arena just because I was thinking that it is their PLE. So I was thinking like a little bigger. as far as like, you know, more people, you know, the whole fan thing and the whole fan stuff like that. But on this show particularly, you know, the match between Jackson Drake and Cappuccino Jones was my favorite match throughout this whole week. Even though I'm not, you know, big fans of either both of those guys, but just the back and forth between those guys and between that match and everything, like it was pretty entertaining. So it had my attention. Now, this is the first disappointment of the week for me, TNA. I had to sit and watch a whole episode of TNA because I was told by the internet that Ricky Sosa was going to be on the show, and he did not be on the show. So you tell I had to sit through this trash and watch this because I thought Ricky Sosa was going to be on the show. That was safe, real man. I don't want to take discredit Leon Slater because I like Leon Slater. He had a okay match against Nick Nemeth and what else? BDE and Rich Swann. They was in a big match between them, the System, Sinner and Saint, and what's that? The Mordecai dudes. I can't even remember that name, but that was okay. Now, for SmackDown, look, I'm part of those 50,000 people that want Cody to win the championship. Like, I want Randy so badly right now to beat Cody. Like, Cody didn't need the championship right now. He don't need it. Like, I can see if this was some type of story to make Randy the champion at WrestleMania, just to get him to beat Cody, or just like Cody doing a favor for Randy. Like, look, I know you've been, you know, trying for like remaining for these past few years, trying to reclaim a championship, or even trying to get back in the championship picture, trying to get past Triple H as far as like reigns and everything. So I felt like he needed the championship. But I would like to also see in the future, like I would like to see a match between Randy and Trick at some point. I don't know if for a championship or what. Because right now, between those two guys, I don't know if it's like magic or what, night and day, but it's working. So I want to look forward to that match too. Also, no Pop Julia. She's in effect again. Like there's no reaction. What else? But anyway, the other thing too. I see that Damian Priest said R-Truth is a tag team. That's cool and everything, but if we get somebody else new, now I will say you make Miz and Dan Houser a tag team just because, like, it's just something new right now because the MFTs and the Wyatt family are still fighting over this lantern still, so it's not as valuable as the Ula Fowler, but hey, at least get the tag titles back in the picture, really. But other than that, AAA. Did see AAA 2 also. I mean, it wasn't like disappointing as much, but it wasn't like the usual expectations I had for AAA. It was just there. Like I get it because they're building up for this Rhea de Reyes match for this tournament winning, but I thought it was cool. And what's that? The last night too for NXT, the PLE. Man, look, Jada, I understand you had new music and everything like that was last night, but man, if they're gonna have you with new music, at least win the match. But the match wasn't bad though. The match was good. Like almost the match was good. Like Lola Vice and Kalani, their underground match was cool. That was awesome. Now, this Women North American Championship match, I thought that was the bathroom break of the whole card. I like how Tony D'Angelo and Dion Lady started out in the parking lot. That was something different, something new. But, this almost slipped my mind too. Now it just came to my mind to think about it too. For SmackDown, though, when did Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre match became no disqualification? Maybe I missed that, or maybe that was something that wasn't even talked about really. Because I could have sworn it was just a straight up match, but I'm saying that, guys getting put through tables and everything. But maybe I slipped something. Maybe Nick said something. Maybe I'm tripping, but just like Queen 2 also for the week 2. I gotta give this a D too. Pause for damn. I'm so disappointed.
Damn, y'all giving him a bunch of D's. But Travis, go ahead, Travis. Look at you growing up on the screen in front of all of our eyes. BA, what's your overall opinion of this week's product, bro? And what's your letter grade?
All right, so with Raw, we got Dragon Lee and Gunther. All of a sudden, Dragon Lee is like, I mean, I swear on 2K, he should be probably like a 75. He been fighting Gunther like he down there 89 right now overall rating. Like, what is going on? He survived about 2-3 power bombs, and he's a jobber at the end of the day. This ain't AAA. He's a jobber in the main roster, and Gunther's having trouble to put him down. So I have issues with that. Okay, that's about a Grande, unless they're not on unless they're on AAA. The intro, right? The Seth Rollins thing is just like, duh, right? It's like we see it, right? And then they try to oversaturate it with, oh, got another mask man. Like, this should have been revealed a while ago, but like, I get it. Like, they didn't know who was going to be healthy at what particular point in time. So I can understand it. Was it nice to see LA Knight do, the Austin bid and the Undertaker bid and whatever like that, pretty much draw the ambulance? That was cool. It was nice to see Jimmy come out of nowhere and just pretty much destroy Austin Theory. That was cool. Jay came back without no yeeting. Oh, I didn't know he could do that anymore. So these are positives, some positives. The last segment, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. The best bathroom break of the week was definitely AJ Lee's promo. And to go along with her husband, that was trash. That was a trash segment. Roman did his part. It's not a Roman, but it seemed like, I don't know. It was just like what the CM Punk and the death line and stuff, the burial line. That was like Logan Paul-esque. Like, I can see Logan Paul saying something like that. Not CM Punk. That was just like, it was unfitting. It just didn't fit the vibe of everything. So yeah, that was a strike for me. That was a negative. To NXT. NXT was cool. Miles Bourne is pretty much keeping Ethan Bourne away from the title. He beat him once again. So Ethan Bourne clearly has other things in mind now as we move forward when it comes to Vengeance Day.
Page, bro.
What'd I say?
Ethan Bourne.
You said Ethan Bourne.
Same difference.
Page.
Same difference. Okay, so we got Jada Parker and Blake Monroe. That was a great segment. I liked that segment. Jada, you talking about Trav growing up. Jada is maturing as a full-fledged entertainer right now, right before our eyes. And I think they are investing in her right now. Because in Vengeance Day, she came out with new music. Don't care if she lost a match or not. They're investing in her product, and that's the most important thing. And I love to see it. And the Soul Ruka, she came out, did a little move or whatever. Now that I guess I'm saying more Soul Ruka, King, you brought this up weeks ago. I'm getting tired of people just kind of falling forward to the move. Like it's like, when you see it once every so often, it was like, okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, this is every week now that this is happening. So it's oversaturated of it, right? We just keep going with it. So she's not going to change it. This is just that's what makes her special. So we'll see what happens with that. But when it comes to the next thing, which is Evolve was fine. I like both main events. For the titles, PJ Vasa and Kendall Gray. I like the fact that Tyra May was in the VIP section looking at everything. So she's up next, and we see what we can do. It's about time for Kendall to drop this belt. I just don't understand why she still has it. She is NXT right now. Like, she worked with them. She worked well with them. She did botch one of Soul Ruka's joints, so I will say that. But I'll say that's. She's pretty much overall better than a lot of them. So I think she needs to be a part of that. Besides that, like I said, Jackson Drake and Cappuccino Jones. Cappuccino Jones is my guy, man. Like I said, I try to give him some love, pause, when he had that one hand behind his back match and carried that match. Like, he's a very talented dude, and the future is just as bright for him as it is anybody else. TNA was okay. When it comes to just watching TNA, I'm with everybody else here. The only reason why you saw me watch the entire TNA, I'm like, okay, is this Ricky's spot? Is this Ricky? No, not the explosion pause. Like, what is this? I didn't even know they had an NXT brand. So at least I know that now, right? At least I know that they have an NXT part to them. So that's one thing. But yes, that just shows you the strength of Ricky Sosa, and I hope that they see it, because if not, somebody else is watching. Either the main roster, WWE is watching, or AEW is watching. Somebody else is watching. So with that being noted, I'm just gonna go to the main event. And I said this in the group. Leon Slater, he might be the best at the close call kickouts that I've seen. Like, it'd be like a half-tenth of a whatever left, and he got it. And it's not like it's fluid, right? So I give him that. He's a great entertainer. He's a great worker. He's a great seller. And he was fighting against one of the best sellers pretty much the last 20 years. Like, nickname is, that's what he does. And it was just a great match to see. And shout out to the fact that he won. I don't care what happened after the match, but was Mike Santana on the show? It doesn't matter. Let's go to SmackDown. SmackDown was talk about shattered expectations, man.
Do me a favor first before you do that.
What's up?
Spin the block.
I will not spin the block. No one is spinning the block. The fact that we don't even see him fight like that. So that's that. That shows you the strength of that. I'd rather see the bang bang than to spin the block. But SmackDown was, like I said, shattered expectations at best. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I start with the opening. That was a cool opening. It was a high moment. And then Trick got Randy got the better of Trick. If you're gonna do that, just kind of have them later on in the show. Like, I just don't want a one-off between these two and it's over. Follow up. Hey, I know back in the day they used to. Hey, so what happened early? Would you like to expand on that? And then he'll say what happened, whatever, or how he felt about it, or whatever. But this is not a Joe Hendry segment where as though he's going to get the double RKO or whatever, and then that's it. No, Trick's going to remember this, and Trick's going to get his lick back, and that's all. It's just planting the seed for that. I just want some follow up that night. That's all. Because we didn't see him after that. After that, no one really stood out for me. Damian Priest and R-Truth, was that entertaining? Yes, it wasn't. I cannot say that's not an entertaining pair, especially with their history. So we've seen them before and things like that. So this is paying to that. I'm sorry, we had all these tag teams. Where the hell is Street Profits? You can't have any love for Street Profits when it comes to this situation. It was a gauntlet of tag teams, and Los Gaza was. I don't care about no Los Gaza. Who are these guys? They got a whole brand they can go to. Send them over there. They ain't got to be on the main roster like that. There we go. That's where they belong. So it is what it is. So that was the thing that just kept me from enjoying the Priest and R-Truth moment. I was like, yo, where the hell is Street Profits? Anyway, yeah, Johnny Gargano. I had a problem with this. I had a problem with this Oba segment. This is the first time I had a problem with an Oba segment, like a real foundational problem with an Oba segment. And it's like Joey Gargano had an open challenge. Cool. Brock also had an open challenge about last week or whatever. Oba was in the building. Oba did not show up. Oba shows up for Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano? Who the hell is Johnny Gargano other than the fact that he's making me entertained by planking every goddamn week? That's who you come out to and dominate? That's cool. but I'd rather see you do Brock's open challenge as well. So to me, that makes him look weak, and I don't want no chinks in the armor whatsoever. And that's I gotta call it how I see it. That's one of them. Now I know it's not his decision. I know this is creative at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, you have him go out for Johnny G and not Brock. That's a problem. Hell, Royce Keys could have came out there and destroyed, did the same goddamn bit. Hello.
But he was in the building. Had a dark match.
Is that's facts?
That is 100% facts. That Royce Keys was in the building and had a dark match before the show. Man. Yes, he did, bro.
Yeah, this is really he had pictures with the MFTs. He was in catering.
This is crazy. Okay, all right. Well, it is what it is. That just took the grade down even more. All right, so you got the women's division. Shout out to Lash and Nia Jax having their moment with the you saw the celebration in the bubbly. So that was cool. I appreciated that. Just a little segment. They ain't need nothing extravagant. It was cool. Just a little tag team champions. I don't got them dropping the belt no time soon. So that's a good thing. The two most important things. Shout out to Melo. That was a trash match. It wasn't his fault. He probably can't speak Spanish, and you trying to talk to somebody that's okay. Moving forward, Rhea and Jade. Clearly, we was amped up for this, and clearly they just said something behind the stage, and they came out on some kumbaya. I respect you, you respect me. I love you, and you love me. We're gonna shake our hands and do-si-do. Shout out to O'Shea. O'Shea said that was Jay initiating a handshake. O'Shea Jackson initiating that handshake with her left hand is a sign of disrespect. It could be. I don't know if she's right-handed or left-handed, but most people extend with their right hand. I don't like Rhea saying that she has bigger hands than her. I thought that was a shot of her being manly. In my opinion, when women talk like that, when I hear it, they don't like to have huge hands and things like that. That's usually a man thing.
What do they compare big hands to? Big hands, big junk.
It fits to the alphabet community in a sense, right? So are you calling Jade that? That's what I took. That was the most egregious thing that I took from that interaction. I didn't like that, and I think she tried to slide that in, and I paused, and that definitely rubbed me the wrong way. Once again, another pause. But clearly the fix was in. This is not the attitude era no more. This is not ruthless aggression era anymore. We are still in the PG as much as we trying to get out of the PG. Tiffany can get away with saying certain things. Charlotte can say certain things, and that could buy heat for that match. And I would assume they'd do something similar, but just die down a little bit, and they completely squash the flame. So that's the new WWE for you. Shout out to can't blame Road Dogg for this one. Move forward. And the match, Cody, this whole thing could have been a fatal 4-way, and whoever wins at WrestleMania between just say they want Randy to win. Randy could have still had this win at that time, and then they could have split off and had the feud between the two going into SummerSlam. That could have been a straight headway, them two going into SummerSlam. Okay, so why did Drew lose? Because Fatu did something. Those two could have had a match right into SummerSlam, and I would have been okay with that. And we still could have got our fatal 4, because now when we have Randy and Cody, and then you have CM Punk and Roman, well, people are going to want to see CM Punk and Roman over this. Before, we was kind of questioning, like, yo, this fatal 4 should be like the main event almost. Like we was kind of going back and forth a little bit. Now it's over now. And the thing is, Cody and Randy is that could be a great rivalry. Like, they got so much history and stuff. So it's like it's casting a shadow on something that you clearly wanted the whole time, and you acquiesce to everybody. Just like, let's give it a Drew for a little bit. We're gonna ride this out. Pause. I digress. I'm going on a little too long with it. Saturday, Vengeance. This was the highlight of my week when it comes to WWE products. Starting off, every match to me was a great match. Jada in a bringing out kendos and all this other stuff. I was playing this in the shop. My man was like, well, I was cut. He was like, what is it? What they got kendo sticks and stuff? I said, yo, they throwing everything out there. And they was fighting and they was going through tables and everything. So shout out to Jada and Blake. They performed very well, but I get it. Jada's been kicking Blake's ass. So I knew that she was going to catch L here. She was out promoting her and out and pretty much destroying her in their physical confrontations. They was going to give Blake this one. That's going to be a running theme, and I don't like it because every POC lost this particular card. I'm watching you, Sean. Great rivalries, great card. I need you to change that up for the next event that's like in a month or so.
Lola
I feel
not
like this
POC?
Well, yes, but when it comes to black, let's call it what it is. So we got Tony D'Angelo and Dion Lennox. That was great. I think that the whole thing was pre-recorded because they was like, this was cinematic perfectly. I was like, I think this is a little pre-recorded. Then they caught up with it towards when they bust through the joint and then they was in the ring doing their thing, Paul. So I think, but hey, it worked for me. It worked. It did not. It was obvious, but it wasn't like, yo, do you not see that we pre-recorded it? I'm okay with that. Sell it. And they sold it tremendously from the parking lot. They said we got to destroy one car. They destroyed one car. The backstage, the realest part about the backstage joint, they took a break on the creek. If you ever been in a fight, your adrenaline is all-time high. Once that adrenaline go, you get a little winded. And they had a little moment. They was just catching their breath, and then they started to go and fight it again. I say, yo, that was real. I loved every second of it. At the end, Tony D had the Bret Hart throw at the end. You know what I'm saying? When Bret Hart getting one of those matches, he got that throw. Tony had the same throw. I enjoyed that match. The suplex from the ring barrier to the announce table was spot on. Great match, guys. What was next? The Lola, that was the Tatum Paxley. Look, she showed me something. Some of the moves that Shorty was doing was like crazy towards the end. I was like, okay, she's a wrestler. I'll give her that. Izzy Dame, that was the one I was shaky on. Izzy. Izzy performed. Izzy showed up. I don't know whether she was working with Braun Breaker or nothing, but she performed very well in this particular match. And she upgraded her moveset a little bit. I saw the little claymore she was doing and stuff. I see you. So that was a good match. I'm not taking anything away from that match. Kalani, once again, you gotta watch the backstory. Kalani has made Lola Vice submit. So I was like, all right, she's gonna get her get back on this night. And that's what happened. And her daddy was out there and everything. Kalani wasn't going to win that, but I wanted Kalani to put on a great show. And that's what she did. She was arguing with her papa and everything like that. I was like, cool, Kalani. She didn't look bad in a sense. So I'm okay with that. And this underground thing, that's her match. Shout out to all the Evolve people. I saw y'all out there. All the Evolve people was around the ring. I saw y'all. And the main match, Joe Hendry got the victory. The most important thing about that is the planning of Ethan Page is going to be in the mix. So that's going to be your future matches before Ethan makes the jump as well. You got Joe Hendry, we got Ethan, we got Ricky. Is that Trick and Oba and whoever else? Absolutely not.
That's the big three right now, though.
But that's the big three right now, and they're entertaining. I'm okay with that. And we gotta build. We gotta build again. Sometimes when people leave, you gotta build up. So let's build up. That was a great way of starting that process, and we're gonna see how what Sean could do with it. And AAA, I just saw the highlights of it. Like I kind of didn't necessarily get the vibe that I got from the previous weeks or so, but they're building. They're building for that next joint, which is Ray Reyes, and I can't wait for that. So, all in all, man, Vengeance Day. Is there such thing as an F+? No, I'm making it up. F+. There we go.
Everybody talking with bass in their voice today. I like it. So we got D's all over the place, pause, and an F+. All right, Joe. So let me get to me real quick. I don't even got much to say. I'm gonna get a product of this week a D. I'm gonna give it a D-, actually. Only thing that saved the show is NXT. really. NXT, the lower brands. If this was WWE only and Vengeance Day didn't happen, I'd give it an F. Like this, I was ready to get this week an F until I saw Vengeance Day. Real talk. We can start with Raw. Raw was actually probably the highlight of WWE this week, and it wasn't that strong or nothing like that. It's still Raw, but that promo, the CM Punk right now, like I was afraid they couldn't do it, but they're getting personal and all. CM Punk, like you said, BA earlier, took a jab at Roman. Like I feel like Roman was just carrying his ass. He was like sunning him, like, bro, I'm that dude around here. You thought you was him. I'm him. Let's not play around. And it was like Punk had to throw something in there to make it feel like get a cheap reaction by talking about death and all that. And I'm like, bro, why do we go to your what are we talking about his dad for and all that stuff? Where did this come from? But that was fine. I guess they had to give him a one up because Roman one up him again the week before. So it was like, this is crazy that CM Punk will be one of the greatest talkers of all time. Roman Reigns' weakness was his talking at the beginning, as people said, and we got them going head to head right now for WrestleMania, supposing the greatest match ever, quote unquote. And Roman Reigns is carrying this dude Phil. And he called him Phil. I'm like, he ain't called him Joe back and nothing like that. I'm like, damn. He even made him put Phil in the back of his shirt and all now. That's crazy. But that's the main thing for Raw. Like you said, the Usos got back together. LA Knight almost crashing the people. Good to see him back. Get rid of the division. Get it done with. They still using Seth Rollins' name. Let's finish this. I guess WrestleMania, we're going to finish this. Got to get it done. Seth Rollins, that thing with the masked man, I'm done with that too. Paul Heyman got stomped. It's okay. It was just a little bit of entertainment. Rusev and Oba, that little segment and all was cool on Raw. I was getting ready for that. Like, I'm actually ready for him to have a rivalry, like some type of storyline. I'm hoping let's do it, and let's get that done with. The SmackDown part, I get to that. I'm kind of over that. What else happened on Raw? That's about it. I don't remember. If I can't think about it, it is what it is. NXT was all right. Yeah, again, it wasn't the greatest. It was these were send home shows. You feel me? So they go home shows and all that stuff. You just basically putting everybody on the show, let you see what's about to happen and move on. It was still entertaining though. This wasn't trash. Soul Rooker, like you said, doing the Soul Snatcher, coming out there and stopping the match. I really wanted to put Zarya over. I think Zarya is still going to win this after it's all said and done. I hope she does. Crossing fingers, because it's like she deserves it after all that she's been doing and all, and Soul about to leave and all. So let Zarya get her championship shot, or let her get her championship, I should say. But Soul missed the Soul Snatcher again. Well, she didn't miss it, but Zarya jumped into her arms. It's just, I tell you, it just becomes a regular flip. She's not even like trying to catch people. I feel like she's more, I don't want to say involved, but she's just more worried about doing the flip. You feel me? Like getting the flip clean, and then the other person's job is to go and just basically put your head into her neck paws. You feel me? Or into her arms. So it is what it is with NXT, but it was still good to see. It was fine. It wasn't like trash. Evolve was cool, short and sweet, right to the point. Got certain points. I'm like you said, BA. You get Kendall Gray, get that championship off of her. But I think you can get it off of both of them, actually. I think you can get off of Jackson Drake as well. I think it's about time to probably, especially with this being Evolve, and I don't know why you have long champions. Like, I wouldn't think you would have long-term champions in Evolve. That doesn't make sense. This is the definition of development. This should be guys getting an opportunity with the belt and all. Like, Keanu Carver should have had it if he about to be in NXT. You feel me? Like, all that stuff should have been passed around, and this is why you let people have a belt and actually deal with having a title that doesn't mean anything. No disrespect to you guys, but just to have something on your shoulders that represent a company and all, to see how you can do things. I think we need to hot potato that belt a little bit more, especially on Evolve. I'm not saying I'm into hot potato and the belt just in general, but Evolve is a place where I think you should hot potato the belt, in my opinion. TNA, like I said, only watched it because Ricky Sosa. They got me to watch the whole thing. Highlight, my guy Leon Slater, bro. Get him over to WWE with Javon, bro. They we talking about the Hardy Boys. Nah, Hardy Boys ain't gonna have nothing on them. They ain't gonna have nothing on them if they get together. They're gonna run that division. I'm talking about having the titles, no Usos, all that stuff. I'm talking about better than all of those guys. If they get them together as a tag team and let them have the championship, I think they could be possibly the greatest tag team of all time. I'm going that far. If they get them together and they do it right, where the belt just stay with those guys, and they never lose it. But other than that, waiting for Ricky Sosa. It didn't happen. Explosion. They got us. Can't do that again, TNA, because people are going to start like disliking you. They probably already disliking you a little bit for doing that. A little false advertisement in a way, but I see what you did there. But you got to get Ricky Sosa on the brand, though. And hopefully, shout out to Elio LaFleur. That's his guy, Ricky Sosa. He eventually get him in WWE. I think that is the end all, be all. It's him being at least on NXT at some point, and that would be awesome. Friday, Trick. The Friday was trash, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. The Friday SmackDown is Trick Williams' show. We know this. Like I've said it for a while now. This is it's became the Trick Williams show. They had Trick on at the beginning of the show, which was fine. I'm not even mad at the segment at all. But then he was gone. Like BA said, it was over. And then it was like, well, okay, the show kind of got like, well, what's going on here? And I know it was to kind of like highlight Cody Rhodes and all that stuff going on. You don't want to take the attention away from them, but I felt like they could have they could have started the Sami Zayn and Trick thing a little bit more if that's what they're going to go towards. Like when Trick got RKO'd after him losing the Elimination Chamber, then it's when he run into Sami again, Sami can kind of throw something back at him saying, well, you're not untouchable and all that stuff. And they can start, well, I'm not like you and all, and it wasn't just my fault. Whatever. They could have started something going on there, but I'm not mad at the RKO. I think I hate that Triple H does his long-term storytelling because you never know if it can get there or not. That's the part I hate. Like stuff breaks down, injuries happen, shit just happens in general. And that can happen. But I think this is going to lead. I think when Trick wins his championship, he's going to beat Randy Orton. I think the first guy he beats for a championship is going to be Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton's going to be fine with that. I think this is long-term booking. I think Randy Orton is going to possibly change heel. I don't think Cody's going to change heel. I think they're teasing that and it's not going to happen. That's their guy. I think Randy might change heel and win it. And I think if we have the double turn like they're talking about with Trick and Sami, eventually Trick end up wrestling Randy Orton and taking the title from Randy, and Randy drops it to him. I think that'll be the plan. Melo needs a storyline right away. The Dr. Wagner's not even trash. You feel me? Like Dr. Wagner is cool, but like I said, to throw them together real quickly and probably have that language barrier, like BA said, the matches are starting to get a little stale. You got to get them in a storyline. I did not like the Oba thing with Johnny Gargano because I'm like, we got to stop these squashes. Like, this is so lazy, and I knew it was going to get to a point where it's going to start being lazy. So just put him on Raw, involve him with what's the name right now, with Rusev. Get that storyline happening if you're not going to Brock Lesnar route. Like BA said, Oba was in the building when Brock came out, did not come out to that. I thought it looked weak when that was happening. If the ultimate goal was not to get him to answer the challenge, I don't know what's going on with that. So, like, they need to establish something with that because I think they're going to make this Oba thing stale. And that's what I was afraid of because Oba is not even like doing a bunch of moves. He's doing the same 4 moves over and over again to these people in squashing. And I think they're going to make that stale if they keep doing it. They got to stop it and let somebody else go head to head with Oba. But I think it'll be fine in the long term. It's not like I'm thinking he's buried or anything like that. Triple H has got to get his act together and start just using the dude. It's just like you messed the whole thing up. What else I was going to say? The ladies came out there last year, got their little shine. That was awesome. Like BA said, I don't think they're going to lose the title for a while. I think they're going to turn on each other. That's the way you're going to stop the irresistible forces. I think Lash goes off, and that's a big stepping stone for her to beat Nia Jax. I think that's going to be an awesome, incredible moment when she does some things to Nia and some moves to her. Julia takes the pinfall again. She's United States champion. You can tell they have higher hopes for Kiana James than they do for Julia. I'm sorry. Rhea Ripley, I don't know what's going on with that, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't care who hears this or listens to this. The white women on WWE are soft. They soft with a capital T. And it's Rhea Ripley really leads the charge and all that stuff. For her to be Rhea Ripley, mommy, I'm so the greatest. I'm loved. You're a wrestler. You are a loved wrestler. You don't think fans gonna love you and all that stuff. She's always it's the fans' fault. Nobody watches women wrestling. Don't be around me asking me for autographs. And you got everybody else doing the same thing. I saw Alicia Taylor just recently say, don't hit me up on Instagram and all. You are a wrestler. What do you think? I mean, you are in wrestling. So you're not a wrestler, you're an announcer, but you are in wrestling. Do you not think if you're a celebrity that you're not going to get love? That people want to send you messages and do that? Have your own page and a different page where you actually mute that one then when you're not using it and have something else. It's different ways to take care of this. That's how I feel. And these people are being soft. This is ridiculous. Triple H has this whole little like run of just soft wrestlers. I cannot believe this is why the product is trash. But then you wonder why people don't want to go to these events and pay all this money when you're telling folks they can't even interact with you and all. They can't be personable with you. Come on, man. I saw the video when Rhea Ripley was talking about people were following her and all in her space and doing this. Nobody was touching her at all when she was overseas. They were walking with her when she was walking to her Uber. Nobody touched the door. Nobody did nothing. They were walking up around her like the paparazzi in a way. It's soft. And I'm not saying, hey, somebody should disrespect you and all that stuff. I'm not saying that. That's fine. You should not be disrespected. You should not be your personal space and all, but you are Rhea Ripley at that time. Overseas, representing the WWE, you know what you're doing. So why wouldn't people come up to you and want to autograph it and all? Come on. And that's all I got to say about that, man. Sunday, Cody Rhodes won the title. It is what it is. It's so unpredictable, Triple H, but you did it again. I told y'all I care about title reigns. They gave him 3 title reigns already. He'll have more than this before it's done. Once you stop paying attention at all, because people don't pay attention to the time you have belts, as long as you have it more than one time. If you have it more than once, the other reign, the length of the reign don't matter. So you give people all these reigns on the low, and they like, well, you look up and Cody Rhodes a 5-time champion before he done it all. They're like, damn, what happened? Same way like The Rock is like a multi-time champion, but he put his reigns together. It's probably not even a year or so like that. Like, that's fine. I understand that. But Cody Rhodes got there. They want him to be a Mania main event. They think he big money draw and all. But shout out to Jey Uso, because he's no longer the most disliked videos on YouTube anymore. It's now Cody Rhodes, their QB1 golden child. That's crazy to say. So we see what Triple H does with that. And that's all I got to say about that, man. I mean, it is what it is. SmackDown was trash. Get these guys off of there. We know the stars of SmackDown is. Get the stars of SmackDown back on SmackDown. Get these older guys out the door. Shout out to Randy. Oh, shout out to Randy. Randy and Trick thing is again reminding me of Rock and Austin. Again, it's not the stunner, but it's the RKO. Trick doing the twitches and all that stuff. Like, Trick's that dude. Just get him involved with more storylines and let's move it forward. Triple A, yeah, like y'all said, kind of blah. It was just another go home show to get ready for Rey Reyes. It wasn't trash again at all, but it just was just get the guys ready. I am excited, like BA said though. Another folks said as well, Travis and Queen for Rey Reyes. I think that's going to be awesome. A 3-day event. Try to stay away from spoilers. I mean, a 3-week event. Try to stay away from spoilers and all. But I think they should put on a great show just in general. But like I said, nothing really much to talk about. Vengeance Day. This pay-per-view in general, PLE was incredible. Travis said the bathroom break was probably Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. It probably was, and that still was a great match. That was probably the weakest of the bunch. I felt like every match on here was great. I was okay with all the results. I felt like nobody left this looking weak at all. Nobody at all. They did an awesome job. I was excited that Tony D'Angelo and Deion Lennox match actually became a match. I was kind of afraid when they were doing that little cinematic and all that they were going to just call this off. And I was like, please get in the ring and let's start and ring the bell. When he rang the bell, I was like, yeah, let's go. We go have a match too and all. So that was perfect for me. The street fight was incredible. I felt like with Jada and Blake Monroe, they did their things, even the little diamonds at the end, taking a little DDT. Bro, that was like getting DDT'd on Legos and all that shit. Like, that's not, you feel me? You got to be safe and all. That would hurt. Every match, bro. Lola had to win. She got tapped out. She's an MMA fighter that let Kalani tap her out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's like Brock tapping out to certain people, like saying, hey, you know what, what's his name, Ilya Dragunov, you're gonna tap me out or whatever like that. Like, nah, probably not. But so I knew she was going to get the victory. This is our match and all that stuff. It had to happen. I'm perfectly fine with that. And then my only gripe with the main event, Joe Hendry got caught with that DDT. That DDT beat Trick Williams. That DDT beat.
Wait. Both Oba and Trick took like 3 or 4 DDTs. You got to throw that in there, bro.
Joe Hendry, not Oba or Trick. That's how I feel. But I understand.
So he took one. That was it. That was it.
Out of here, bro. I was like, man, come on, it's over, Ricky. You got him the DDT, and it was like, nah, he kicked out. I'm like, dang, bro, that DDT beat Oba Femi. But yeah, it is what it is. It did take like 4 of them, though. You're right, but it still beat him. So I was. It wasn't the regular. At least he didn't get one crossroads. But yeah, that's basically my thing on the week, bro. I'm gonna give it a D-. Like I said, if it wasn't for Vengeance. If it wasn't for Vengeance basically held down the week. I would have gave this week a F. Real talk. This was I was ready to give this week a F until I saw the PLE. So shout out to NXT. But yeah, let's move on, y'all. I know we took a little bit of time there because it was a PLE and all. But Travis, let me go to you, bro.
Yes, sir.
What were our highs and lows brought to the people by?
By our homies at Fanatics.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description. Shout out to Fanatics, y'all. As well, actually, we just got a couple shirts ourselves from Fanatics. So support the show if you want to. Go over to Fanatics and use that code. It helps out the channel. You do not have to, but we definitely appreciate you if you do. If you need any WWE product. And with that being said, y'all, we got a little bit of news. So let's get to the tip. All right. Shout out to NoDQ.com for this. But backstage news regarding Road Dogg Brian James leaving WWE's creative team. So Road Dogg has officially stepped away from SmackDown's lead writer position. I think he actually left away from the company in general, I believe, saying he needed a break or whatever. So go around the room. Anybody got anything you want to say about this with him? It's crazy that SmackDown was so much trash and he was gone. Anybody want to say anything about this?
I don't know.
Any feelings?
I guess now he's
I don't know. I kind of foresaw this happening though, because on Unreal, like he did show a lot of pushback from the rest of the staff on little storylines he was trying to push, like the R-Truth storyline and like some other stuff, and even stuff like towards Jade and I feel like even Rhea, like so. It felt like he was getting a lot of pushback back there, and like maybe it is time he needs to take a break. But I did hear that he did leave the company altogether, though. I did hear that. But yeah, that's
does it feel like maybe Road Dogg was the one that was going against Triple H, and maybe a lot of folks had it the wrong way? He was the one that actually went against Paul, and Paul was because you got to be a yes man. It seems like when you're in the back with Paul, we seen from Unreal and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He was the one going against it, and that's why he left. Because this is now his second time leaving, supposedly for creative differences.
Yeah, so I think this one might be permanent though, because he's older now too and stuff. Like it just gets to the point of like, do you want to keep fighting with people? Really, he should have just pushed to retire from there. That would have been my thoughts, but I don't know what all is involved in being the process over there. But yeah, I kind of foresaw this happening. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Travis.
Yeah, I guess now he's reunited with his baby tonight, I guess.
My goodness, man. That was a joint. They don't know about that, man. Shout out to Double J.
That was the joint back in the day.
Shout out to Double J, man. BA, he's still there, bro. I know you might be busy. If not, I'll move forward. I think he's busy right now. You good?
Oh no, he's back.
No. I mean, I can quickly say, since y'all just brought that up, thank you, Travis. That pushback might be part of that Jeff Jarrett influence and stuff, because I'm quite sure he's lower to Jeff before he's lower to Triple H, to be honest with you. So, Jeff Jarrett did run a brand himself, so he might be pushing back a little too much, and it's probably either that, or maybe he got that review, and that money ain't looking like it should. So he's like, yo, I might be up out of here or something. So it could be anything, but at the end of the day, we cannot blame Road Dogg for this past SmackDown. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It'd be nice for him to drop his story or tell his story. I should say, Road Dogg, we open, man. You feel pause? We open. If you want to come over here and tell your story, bro. I mean, always let the people know.
We always
available. Yes, sir. But also, lastly, for T, I'll put this here: AEW Dynamites. Shout out to AEW, man. We always put the screen up. Their viewership sees a slight increase on March 4th, 2026. And I believe, as I saw this correctly, they officially had a higher viewership than NXT. So they officially have taken back over that spot. So since the big three and all of Trick, Oba, and Javon. So what do you guys feel about that, hearing that type of news?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I think about that. I don't have any beef necessarily with AEW anyways. I don't really have beef with them or nothing. So I always wish them the best. And at some point we've talking about seeing them. But yeah, I feel like it has been weak this week over WWE, so I wouldn't be surprised if folks were jumping over there. I'm not surprised. I think Bobby Monsoon, said a bunch of stuff about this week. Was good shows over there all together. So
shout out to Bobby and shout out to Bobby and Swerve. Bobby and Swerve having their little interaction back to back. That fun interaction. Shout out to them.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. That should have been T.
Go ahead.
I think it's a combination of a few things. Real quick, it's like yes, NXT had to take a turn, right? They had to relaunch themselves because so many people got called up at the same time. So that was one thing, and two, AEW has been putting out some good product, but also MJF is killing the promo game right now. So eventually, two things was going to go at each other, and as a result, AEW has tipped the scale. But you need stuff like what we just saw on Vengeance Day to boost that. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Like I said before, but I could have saw this coming. I think most people could see this coming. We just see how long it lasts. That's the thing.
Facts. Travis.
Yeah, if this is a consistent thing, I mean, this is something that WWE should worry about. But this is something I definitely pay attention to. But it's gonna ruin the black screen joke, and I don't want to lose that.
I know, right? The
That's
black
like the
screen
only
actually
thing,
be
right?
better than NXT. We're going to send them to NXT
Right.
now.
We understand the NXT now. I want to do that.
Nah, I want AEW to get to 1 million views and all that stuff. I want AEW to compete with WWE. Like, screw NXT. I want them to get to a point where we got WCW, WWE. I don't know if we'll get to that again, but I want them to get to that because then that'll force Triple H or TKO to do things if they're actually messing with their money. But I don't know. I mean, this is fun for them, for AEW and their fans. I know they like to go back and forth with NXT. I don't think Triple H sees this as something major. He would like to beat him and everything, exactly. But it's like, bro, you still competing with NXT. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't even make that third brand yet. That's called developmental still. So it is what it is. It's awesome for AEW, but at the same time, it's not.
Right.
It's something to watch, but it's not huge.
It's not like alarming. Like it's just something to pay attention, but
it's something to pay attention to. Something going on.
It's not overly crazy yet.
Yes, if I was WWE, I'd be paying attention.
I'll be paying attention to it, most definitely. Yes.
I push back a little bit, guys. I think it is alarming because if they're getting more than NXT, that means they're creeping up to the 700 range when it comes to ratings and stuff. And SmackDown is struggling to get to 1 million. So that means they're in the 900 range. That's only a difference of 200,000. Yeah, that's why I was like, they creep into that 7, which one more boost is they in the 8s. Now you should be worried.
You should be worried, but you're not there yet because they still
right.
SmackDown viewership means that NXT. You feel me? NXT didn't doing too much. That show you how close NXT is to SmackDown. Then you feel what I'm saying? Like
yes, that is also the underlying truth as well. Yes.
So really, you got to get your SmackDown together. That's really what it's about. They got to get their main. That's why I kind of want AEW to keep having up.
And having Trick in one segment in the very beginning is not going into the right
direction.
It's not
going to do it with SmackDown and all that stuff. Right. You have to start building. I don't know. They got to get together. I feel like Triple H needs somebody behind him as far as an opposing figure on AEW so we can really see if he can be a great booker or not. That's when Vince McMahon really would always show his greatness, is when WCW or something would do something. It's like, okay, now you got to really show something because you're about to go downhill. This might be the end. And Vince would actually go and do something spectacular and be like, okay, get me out the mud and we good. We got to see if Triple H can do that, man. Because Triple H, I feel like Triple H is too comfortable right now because they're just making money. They just, instead of worrying about ticket sales, like, okay, we're going to sell all these amount of tickets, they just raise the prices of the tickets. So they're like, well, we'll get less tickets, but we raise the prices of them, so we still made more money. And I'm like, you better stop doing that because at some point that's not going to be cool because you're going to get to a point where nobody going to be going and you're going to worry about that money. But that's it for the T. That's as simple as it. I don't want to stay on there too long. I'm going to try to get towards the end of the show. Let's just get to the questions and comments and call it a day.
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
Hey, shout out to True Classics and our guy DDP over there, the real DDP. Actually, no, I think he actually is certified to run DDP yoga actually as well. So DDP is running DDP's yoga. That's awesome for him. But we got a couple things real quick. Shout out to Cuz in the house. Always appreciate you, Cuz, always, man. He says Punk went too far, mentioning reference to Roman's dad. I'm sorry, but Roman did the same to Cody. I mean, he did, but Roman was a heel. Remember, Charles? That's why I say it's not that he talked about his dad. It's not about being soft and saying he talked about his dad. That's wrong. Like, it's wrestling. Like, if y'all cool with it, you do what you do. It just didn't feel like it was right with the two faces with Punk to then return and say your dad. It was like, damn, Punk, that's all you say your dad did. I'm gonna bury you beside your dad. Like, That's my only thing. Like, I don't have a problem talking about his dad. Like, use him as a reference, especially Cody's dad. Cody's dad was into wrestling, so obviously, Dusty would completely understand. Like, Charles also said, I knew Cody was going to win the title back. Yeah, most of us did, but Triple H said it was unpredictable. That's what he said. He also said that would be a great way to clap back at Punk, Travis, as far as Larry.
I know that the Larry part. Larry, you got to talk about Larry. Like, come
have
on,
him
man.
crying. What you should have is have CM Punk and AJ. Have CM Punk and AJ in the ring at the same time, like doing some type of segment, and then Roman Reigns come out there, have them both crying.
Now, before the show, I was gonna say something about. He should have said something about AJ, but that'd be taking it too far.
It's taking. Hold up, saying something about AJ is too far. You talking about dead dad? AJ that's alive beside him, his wife is too far.
I mean, she's
alive,
about
dead dad though. And you said, well, AJ Lee is too far. Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, man.
I got you. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Nice name, bro. Said it would be totally bad for Randy to win the chamber and then go into a Fatal 4. Yeah, I was thinking they go for Fatal 4, but when Randy won, I was thinking, would he really agree? Yeah, he really fucked up this chamber this year. I ain't gonna lie to you. The chamber wasn't even needed this year. Triple H fucked the chamber up this year. He made it disgusting. This was, bro, the way he just forced Cody Rhodes in there, it was ugly. I can't believe, like, it was in the contract. They literally stated that you can't get another rematch unless you win the Rumble or the Chamber. And then he just like he'll just go a different way. He set something in stone, and then he'll panic and say, "Well, people didn't like that. I'm just going to erase that whole thing that I had on this show like for multiple weeks saying this and this and this." I told you, I don't even know if we're gonna get a Jacob 5-2 ending. I really don't. Every week we go, I really don't know if we're gonna get the ending.
We still don't know
who knocked out his teeth. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get that, but that's it, y'all. Anybody got anything they want to say? Anything? I know I spoke a little bit in the comments. The questions. I'm sorry. No. All right.
Nah.
We appreciate everybody for joining today for another episode of We Talk Combats. Y'all, thank y'all. I guess can I get the claps? Give them the claps, the real claps. Sorry, not the fake claps. We appreciate y'all always. Y'all know how we do. Another week. If you're new around here, break it down to you. Please follow, like, subscribe, comment, all that mumbo jumbo. Hit that notification bell, the like button, and the subscribe button down by my guy BA's shoulder down there, rocking the Nation of Domination We Talk Combat shirt. So you always know when we drop hot fire like this. Also, let everybody else know. Share, more share, guys. We tell y'all. Let everybody you know that's a wrestling fan, especially about you, let them know we do this over here. We're trying to get you guys in the future some more guests. We haven't had a guest on here in a second. There's something on here as well. If you guys are paying, some of them guys are paying avenues and all, so maybe we can possibly get them at some time. But definitely hit the notification bell and all that stuff, so you're always notified when we do that type of stuff. Also, we have other channels as well. If you didn't know. First and foremost, shout out to BA and the 695 crew, Larry and Calvin. Won't get off the damn fence where they talk about everything, but mostly sports. Check them out Wednesday evenings. They have shows every Wednesday evenings. They're trying to grow their channel just like everybody else. Also, BA always showing off, but him, Rel, about to call him Cuz again, Will and Big J on Cuz We Geek, where they talk about all things in geek culture and on TV and movies. They have shows Tuesday evenings, and Saturday mornings. So check them out over there. They try and get their numbers up as well. Lastly, the NBA season is getting hot. We're almost towards the playoffs, y'all. Check out myself and Rel on Captain Crown. We talk about all things NBA, new school and old school, y'all. Follow us over here again. We'll be having a watch along tomorrow for Monday Night Raw here on YouTube, also in Discord if you need the live access every day. I wish I would have put up, that's what I need to do, Queen. Your post for your schedule. I need to put that over here.
The schedule, the schedule. I was going to say that too.
But yeah, so Monday, Raw, Tuesday, NXT, Wednesday is Evolve / AEW Dynamite. Thursday is TNA Impact. And Friday is SmackDown. Saturday is AAA and any PLEs, and also Sunday as well if it's a PLE. And then we do our recap shows. We might actually start showing main event as well. Since we don't really need Devin for that, I could just share that screen or whatever if I need to. But other than that, y'all, Queen, Travis, B.A., Devin as well, and Rel. This is King of We Talk Combats, where we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. We are the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else. We appreciate everybody as well on the podcast and all listening to us and giving us shout outs. We do recognize you over there. We want to let you know. We appreciate you. If you're watching anywhere else, going over to YouTube, give us a like and subscribe and all that stuff. But again, y'all, we'll see y'all next week, Sunday. Same combat time, same combat channel. We out. Peace.